Well, my ape friends, Dr. Zera, Cornelius, and Dr. Milo, here is Earth before you guys ruled it. Voila! What should we title this movie? How about Planet of the Humans? Guess it?
You kidding me? That's the best you've got? Pathetic.
You apes, surrender the chimp. It is a threat to our very future. Never. If you government want Milo, you'll have to come and get him. Oh crap! I just got Milo killed by accident, didn't I? Sorry, Zera and Cornelius, my bad. Damn, this movie's ending is so sad.
Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
Directed by Don Taylor and is the third installment of the original Planet of the Apes franchise. So Escape from the Planet of the Apes tells the story from where Beneath left off after Taylor destroyed the Planet of the Apes with a nuclear explosion. However, Dr. Zera and Cornelius were lucky survivors, so they find Taylor's rocket and blast off and travel back in time to Earth in 1973, where with Dr. Milo, where they are basically experimented on by humans, and once they reveal they can talk, they quickly become celebrities. Zera is pregnant with her and Cornelius' son, who they name Milo, after Dr. Milo, who is sadly killed by a gorilla before in the movie, and they're trying to constantly hide the truth from humanity, that the Earth will eventually be destroyed by the human and ape war. But once the humans know of baby Milo, they fear of what the future will be. Escape from the Planet of the Apes has been highly praised and regarded even today as the best of the original 4 Ape sequels. And they couldn't be more right. I mean, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, whether it was necessary or not, I still thought it was a good sequel for what it was, even though it could have been a lot better. But Escape is indeed the superior sequel of the two. It is the best original Planet of the Apes movie since the 1968 film. It's still not as good as that movie, obviously, but with this one they tried really hard to at least make one great sequel, and it shows. Boy, it's close to being as good as the original, and the thing that makes this movie, well, as surprisingly good as it is how character focused it is. It's the most character studied Apes movie of all 9 in the entire franchise. It has probably the least action and least battles. If you're an action fan, you'll be disappointed, but if you love a good story and characters, then you're gonna love this movie. And I love how Dr. Zera and Cornelius are the protagonists this time. They were just side characters in the supporting roles in the original movie and Beneath. Now they're the main focus, and that really works because they are both a delightful pair, and they totally work as main characters, and Kim Hunter and Ronnie McDowell both should have gotten Oscar nominations for these roles. They are absolutely terrific in this movie. This is their finest hour. And I'm glad they made this movie, because there's still a chapter in the story that's yet to be told. After the nuclear explosion, we know that end is, the storyline of Taylor and Nova, but what about Dr. Zera and Cornelius? Where's their closure? This movie is it. This is the emotional climax of their story, and the story is truly fantastic and surprisingly actually interesting. More in interesting than Beneath. It's a time travel movie. They go they for a change. It's the apes in our world, whereas most apes movies are humans in the apes world. So this movie really has its own identity from the other movies in the series, and Dr. Milo is also a charming character, and spoiler alert, he does die. He's killed by a gorilla when the apes are put in a zoo and experimented on, and his death's pretty sad. They established him well, and we really cared about him before. I mean, the deaths, while the deaths piss me the fuck off in Beneath, here, they work, they're more effective. You really sympathise with Dr. Zero and Cornelius in this movie. They are just, they're trying to survive, basically, in a world that's alien to them, and they're trying to keep up a lie, knowing their lives will be on the line, and you know what, and the doomsday future that will happen if the truth gets out to the humans, and they even become parents, and they, yeah, Zero becoming a mother, Cornelius becoming a father, and their son Milo. I'm going to use this guy as an example of Milo. Yeah, Milo is actually played by a real chimp, which I feel is really special. They actually got a real chimpanzee to play Milo. Yes, Milo is a wonderful little guy whenever he's on screen. Yes, this movie has by far, hands down, the most compelling story of the 4 sequels. Fun fact, this is oddly enough the cheapest Planet of the Apes movie ever made. It only had a budget of $2.6 million, and yet it is one of the better installments in the saga. Yeah, so it proves you don't need a big budget action to make a great story. Yeah, this movie puts substance before style. Yeah, and if only we saw a time travel aspect of the plots more in the 9 Apes movies. Yeah, the action is not very common in this movie. The action scenes only really happen towards the end of the movie, which I am going to get to in a minute, because it's devastating what happens at the end, trust me. There's no clear antagonist in this movie. I mean, the closest thing to a villain is this arsehole guy who goes out to kill Milo at the very end. I mean, you can get where he's coming from to an extent, as he just wants to, you know, save the future of the human race. And yeah, the human characters in this movie, though they're unbelievably cruel, you can understand why they'd be so fascinated by a new race of apes that has just come to Earth from space. If a new species comes to Earth, it's going to be studied by scientists. I was building up talking about the ending of this movie, because the ending of this movie, you can't watch it without bringing out your tissues. It is so powerful. It's one of the saddest, most tragic fucking endings in the whole franchise, where spoiler alert, the asshole guy, he shoots baby Milo after Zero refuses to give him up, and then he shoots her, but then Cornelius comes and kills the guy, but then he gets shot, so all 3 of our heroes are dead in the ending. It's heart-wrenching to say goodbye to Zero and Cornelius, these beloved characters, this soon. While the ending of Beneath left a sour taste in my mouth, this ending made me sob my eyes out. This sad ending worked much better, and Don Hudler did an excellent job directing. If only they could have signed him on to direct the future sequels, maybe they would have turned out better. I'm having a hard time thinking of any negatives with this movie, but for all my positives, there is one thing I do have to criticise here. This movie didn't really fix the awful ending of Beneath. Yeah, the ending of that movie just ruined it for me, where they needlessly kill off Nova and Taylor. Well, Nova and Taylor were the protagonists of the series to begin with, and it feels I don't mind that they concluded Zira and Cornelius's story here, because I don't feel there was any more they could do with them. This felt like the definitive ending to their chapter, I mean, Nova and Taylor, I wanted them to get together by the end of this franchise. Their absence from this movie is greatly missed. I mean, even if Charlton Heston didn't want to return, just recast him, and Nova should have especially returned. Linda Harrison would have been more than happy to come back. So even if it's still not a flawless movie and still doesn't live up to the awesomeness of the original film, Escape is the best of the four Apes sequels easily. It's the only sequel, I say, to the original film that's actually worth watching. Just forget about the other three. I mean, this movie, the original film, and the rebooted Apes trilogy are the only Apes movies of the 9 that were necessary.
I give Escape from the Planet of the Apes 4 stars out of 5.
I'm pleased this was the one Apes sequel I really liked. This should have been the conclusion to the original Planet of the Apes trilogy. But shame they had to make Conquest and Battle. If only they put this much effort into those two. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what do you think of Escape from Planet of the Apes? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google+. And I'll see you next time when I continue my Apes reviews with Conquest for the Planet of the Apes and my Pixar reviews with Cars. I'll see you then. Bye, guys.